Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the talk show with Shirley Knox, bringing you the segment of the talk. The real reason why I have so many different titles is because most likely I am the one that's making them up as I go. I am going to tell you something. I really am not about to be opposed to my behavior because I see exactly what it takes in order for myself to be able to be one of the best bloggers that is on YouTube. Of all of the things I'm taking in the past, present, and future, this is a spiritual mechanism. I have always wondered about my cousin, a certain subject, to see whether or not she was okay, and she see my concern on my face about her. We can't talk about those things because our parents will listen to what it is that we did in the accomplishment about those things that's in right. I am going to say this. We're not scared to live our life. We just don't want to. And all of the things that are happening in a relationship, God has paved those things for me not to talk to because there was a Russell Road hump in the road. And I'm telling you something, that was a big hurdle of mine to be able to get over. And we talked about this before one time, and I'm just going to leave it alone. She went on with her life. She has got married 15 years ago, and I'm thanking God for that. Her name is Candace. I'm going to say this, and I'm just going to leave it alone. We all were roommating, and we could have gotten a 3-bedroom for her if she said that there was something unfree. But I'm scared of my sister, Monica. Her authority figure has been something different of mine, and wherever she learned her grasp from, we're thanking God that she has been able to make it through for her positive element. What I will continue to say is that I thank you, Lord God, for giving me all of the things that I have in possession and how I am going to be able to continue to keep myself together. I want you to be able to see me as being a great poise for you and continue to be that person that you are in me. If there was a switch in time, make sure you know that there is nothing else left to give because God is the momentum of every truth that we do have in our own momentum. I'm going to continue to keep myself together, and I want you to know that God is your love and your obedience. I am always going to be a congestor to my family, and I believe everything that my family says. I have really in my life gotten the best beaten out of me because of my congestive behavior and the things that I have done in this particular pact is what I was told. What I will say, mandated on the law, that being hit as a woman or man in a domestic violent dispute, even if you are not the one that is the betrayer or a person that started the fight, you are reluctant to get a protection order because of that. I am saying that I am not ruthless in this thing, and I'm going to continue to keep myself together. I know my cousin was hit before, and we did not have to fight about it, but I told her to take it to the next step because she had a husband that she had met when she was in college, and he went on to be a doctor, and I will not release his name. But what I will say is that this person used to hit her all the time because she was not that perky person that led her to believe that she was going to be right in the life. I wanted to see whether or not she wanted to be perky that day, and she was not. Come to find out, she was raped. Being raped is something that you have to be able to be in your own core and realize that God has given you everything that you need in order for yourself to be able to keep the epiphany on your own life to this own rights. It took her 19 years for herself to get over that, and I really do thank God that it was not anybody that I didn't know. In my own belief system, as close as this person was, the only thing that I can say is that being in high school and graduating at the total age of 16 years old was an accomplishment. I should know my cousin's age, but I won't tell you because that's the pact we do have also. In my own thesis and things, Monica is my sister, just in case you was wondering who Monica was. I really do realize that God has given me the epiphany to be able to say that these things is what make us who we are. We have to be able to work through those things in order for ourselves to be able to be emancipated into something different. I am standing up today because I was raped before also, but I just want to tell her that. And the only thing that I can say is that when I was leaving from where I was leaving from, my mother left with me and we never came back. It was just us two. When she found her other two children, they were bloody on the other side of town being made fun of with dresses on, with no panties. I'm talking about that because we are so sensitive in that subject that we try our best to be able to keep ourselves together, and we're not going to continue to keep ourselves in this alliance in the old a big hole of the mannerism. If you are a person that was raped before, you know how it feels to be able to see those things in life. In order to event, in order to be a celebrity, I feel like you should have some type of strong business ethics. Because how are you getting paid this money if you don't have anybody showing you how to be able to financialize yourself and to make sure that you get everything you need together? My cousin is well indeed endowed to be able to be a celebrity. She's a great singer. She's a great songwriter. She likes to play instruments. She can play the guitar. She can play the flute. She can play the brass bone. She can play bucas. She could play haciendas. She could play chachas. I am just wondering whether or not I was the one that pushed her to start believing in herself again. Because, yay, she has yet another certificate under her belt that landed her the job that she has always dreamed of. She said she was nervous in the beginning, but I told her, and she has never in her life been upset about who it is or where it comes from. Being in this land means that you have to be the strongest one to run naked to the other end. When she got to the other end, that's when the person told her that she was the one that was in time of her own reluctances. I'm going to continue to keep myself together, and I want you to know that God is always going to be there with us no matter what. I am not a shell, nor am I a person that's ubiquated to this mass, but what I will put is release of everything out of this mass. We need to start talking about finances. God said to accept your life, continue to go on. I will not let you go to that school tomorrow because you're going to go to school when you get ready. If you know that I have a certificate in software testing, why would you want me to go and do something else, even in a software engineer? It is a sign of confusion because that person does not want you to be lame in the audacious exaggerative momentum. I am not a part of that, nor would I allow myself to stand here and explain to you what that means. But if someone looks up and see that there is a power move, make sure you know that there is nothing that we can all steerate in our own momentum of life to be able to be clothed. I will continue to keep myself together because God is good. But I know that there is something that she has to tell about her first birthing with her child. She trusted somebody to be able to birth her child that was a registered nurse, and she practically pulled her baby out of her stomach that was from my ex-husband. Me and my cousin since then has gotten closer, and we have talked about these things. So I want you to know that I'm not trying to blast her out there, but I just want to let you know that blood is thicker than water, and sometimes cream is too. If you are a person that is going through all of these things in your sexual life, I want you to let you know that this domestic violent family don't have nothing to do with you, and we're going to go on with our domestic violence ways. In this time of mannerism, I'm going to tell you we was able to spend some time together on Memorial Day, and that was the best time for ourselves to be able to see a classic move. We have to be able to start understanding what orchestrated mass mean and being able to confine yourself into this note so you will never in your life have nothing else left to give about these things that are powerful to you. I want you to be able to continue to keep yourself together and know that God will always be there with you no matter what. If there is something that is significant in your life that you love at least an ounce, and that person is a family member, it's best to sit down and talk to that person because you will never be able to get over the fact that there is nothing in this life that is all steered to the momentum about all of the things that are happening in this life. I want you to continue to know that God is your measure, and if there is something that you need to do, start thinking about your cousin like I did. I kept asking her, and she knew I was not starting to start a fight, but I just not want her to go into that anyway to think that this person was meant to be trusted. If there was drama that was going on, it was over by the time I was 2 days old. And I'm going to tell you, I heard what he said about me, and I dismissed the relationship. I really do ask God for forgiveness for having a baby in my marriage that I know that we were not able to afford, and I struggled so hard that I ended up having to give my daughter to my sister. But she is financially straight through myself, and I'm going to continue to pray and believe in God that I will be able to get monetized so I can start balancing some things out in this particular way, but I know I see God as the blessing for everything that is going on in my life. I want you to take this in character and realize that the Lord is there with you at all times, and God is the momentum. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Always remember that this is what I usually say to keep myself together, and I want you to know that I thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Leave a comment in the comment area below what you want me to talk about.